I thought she got fouled. I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games.
The WNBA world is on fire. Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever, has finally had enough. After yet another suspicious loss riddled with shady officiating, she's letting the world know something's rotten in the league. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, the biggest rookie sensation in women's basketball history. Caught in the middle of what many are now calling a rigged game. Buckle up, because this story goes deeper than anyone imagined.
You talked about the way that the game has been officiated for you guys. How did you see the foul that was not called, or a lack of?
The game that broke the camel's back. Saturday night was supposed to be another milestone in Caitlin Clark's young, explosive WNBA career. The Indiana Fever took the floor against a conference rival in what was expected to be a statement game. Instead, fans witnessed one of the most controversial, poorly officiated, and downright infuriating games of the entire season. From the opening tip, it was clear something wasn't right.
She's playing really well. She's shooting the hell out of the ball. And she's making sure she's,
Every drive by Caitlin Clark, contact, no whistle, hard screens on defense, instant whistles. By halftime, fans on Twitter, TikTok, and national broadcasts were calling out in real time. The referees seemed determined to stop the Fever's momentum at all costs. Stephanie White explodes. After the game, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White did something rarely seen in the WNBA. She publicly criticized the officiating, and she didn't mince words. Clips of White slamming her clipboard, pacing the sidelines, and yelling in disbelief went viral within minutes. But what really lit social media ablaze was her post-game press conference. White stated plainly, "This is not about bad calls. This is about targeted officiating."
Michael Jordan back in the day. I'm not going to kid you. It has been rough.
It's about a pattern, and it's about protecting the integrity of the game. Caitlin deserves better. These players deserve better. Our fans deserve better. Boom. White didn't just criticize one or two missed calls. She accused the league of something far more serious. The Caitlin Clark problem. Let's talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. Ever since Clark joined the WNBA, ratings have skyrocketed. Ticket sales are up, and merchandise is flying off shelves. She's the single biggest draw in the league. So why does it feel like the officials are going out of their way to stifle her? Let's break it down.
See, is definitely where we can be a lot better. It feels like every game we've really only put 2 quarters together. We're kind of waiting for that, 4 quarters of really good basketball, and I think that's
In the past 3 games alone, Clark has been fouled repeatedly with no calls. Opposing players are getting away with excessive contact, even borderline dangerous plays. Meanwhile, Clark is getting called for ticky-tack fouls that center the bench early in critical moments. This isn't just poor officiating. This is bias. And fans are noticing. Fans and media erupt. Within minutes of the final whistle, social media blew up. Prominent journalists like Stephen A. Smith, Rachel Nichols, and Jason Whitlock called out the officiating. Even former players like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, who've been skeptical of Clark in the past, were suddenly speaking up about the blatant targeting.
Let's send our best wishes to Tyler Marsh. He's about to be called every name under the book. Sellout, Uncle Tom. They didn't even...
On Reddit, fans were compiling slow-motion videos of every controversial play. Elbows to the ribs, shoves off the ball, arm hacks, all ignored. It wasn't just a few bad calls. It was an entire game plan of neglect. The suspicious patterns. This isn't the first time the Fever and Caitlin Clark have been the victims of suspicious officiating. Let's rewind to the last 5 games. Game versus Chicago Sky. Angel Reese commits 3 uncalled fouls on Clark. Meanwhile, Clark is whistled for a phantom travel. Game versus Las Vegas Aces. Clark's game-winning shot attempt is body checked, no foul. Game versus Phoenix Mercury. Clark is shoved to ground on a fast break. Not only is there no whistle, the Mercury get the ball back. This is a pattern, and Stephanie White sees it clearly. She didn't just speak up after one game. She reached a breaking point after seeing her rookie superstar repeatedly punished for being too good. The business side of the bias.
Was actually something newsworthy
said today in regards to the alleged hateful fan comments made toward Angel Reese.
Here's the angle nobody wants to talk about money. While Caitlin Clark has brought millions of dollars in revenue to the league, she's also disrupted the power structure. Her presence threatens long-standing WNBA narratives. Veterans who've waited years for the spotlight are suddenly being overshadowed by a rookie. Media coverage, endorsements, and fan attention have shifted almost exclusively to Clark and the Indiana Fever. And some within the league don't like it. Is it possible, just maybe, that league officials, influenced by internal pressure, are trying to humble Caitlin Clark?
There is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese?
To show her she hasn't earned it yet? Because if that's the case, it's not just unprofessional, it's dangerous. Stephanie White's powerful legacy. Stephanie White isn't just some hot-headed coach looking for an excuse. She's a former WNBA player. She's been a champion. She's coached in the NCAA and the pros. She knows the game inside and out. And more importantly, she knows politics. By speaking out, she's risking fines, suspensions, and her job. But she's also standing up for her team, for Caitlin Clark, and for the future of the WNBA. This was more than a rant. It was a battle cry. And fans across the country are answering it. The league's response, or lack thereof.
Out of Chicago. First things first, let's hear what Angel Reese has to say. Let's hear Angel Reese. And if you guys pay attention.
So what did the WNBA say? No public statement. No investigation. No press release. Just silence. That silence is deafening. It tells players that they're on their own. It tells fans that their outrage doesn't matter. And it tells Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark that speaking out comes with consequences. But if the league thinks that will silence this movement, they're dead wrong.
Like Caitlin said, she answered it perfectly. She said, I didn't hear or see anything, but that doesn't mean anything happened. But now, when you have Caitlin saying that,
players around the league speak out. Surprisingly, players from other teams, even some who were previously critical of Clark, have started to speak up. Aces guard Kelsey Plum tweeted, "We play hard, but fair. What I saw tonight wasn't fair." Diana Taurasi, usually stoic, told reporters, "If we want this league to grow, we can't sabotage our stars." And Chicago's Marina Mabrey said, "If that was me taking those hits, I'd want protection too. Something's off." This isn't just about Indiana anymore. It's about respecting the game. In the hours after the game, Fever fans didn't just tweet, they organized. Petitions demanding an independent review of WNBA officiating gained over 250,000 signatures overnight.
Angel, how was it like dealing with the environment of people calling you all those names? Oh, if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Oh, Angel.
Some fans even call for referee accountability reports, similar to what the NBA issues in close games. Season ticket holders wrote open letters demanding better treatment for Clark and fair play across the board. And let's be honest, they're not wrong. You can't build the league on Caitlin Clark's image, then bury her when it suits you. So what comes next? Will Stephanie White be fined? Will the referees be held accountable? Or will the league hope this all blows over? Whatever happens, one thing is clear. The fans are paying attention. The media is paying attention. The world is watching. And if the WNBA doesn't course correct soon, they risk alienating the very fan base Caitlin Clark brought in.
Which teams would I not want to see in the playoffs? And that's where you brought up the Fever.
Stephanie White wasn't just defending her player. She was defending the soul of the game. She stood up and said, "Enough is enough." And in doing so, she sparked a conversation the WNBA can no longer ignore. Caitlin Clark deserves fair treatment. The Indiana Fever deserve respect. And the fans? They deserve the truth. Was this game rigged? Was the officiating corrupt? We may never get a full admission, but thanks to Stephanie White, we're no longer staying silent. And the fight for justice in the WNBA has just begun. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future WNBA updates.